So I know we've talked a lot of mess about umpires this year, so I have to give some credit to a guy that was one single pitch away from having the first ace of the year, maybe I think all time. An ace is essentially a perfect game for an umpire. He missed one single call the entire game. What's up, everyone? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another MLB recap. There is a lot to talk about today. Corey Seager has hit a home run in 5 consecutive games. The Baltimore Orioles have won nearly 10 straight. They're going for, I think, number 9 in this one, and the Angels, they might have imploded again. Now, I'm not going to waste any time with anything else. I'm going to jump straight into the breaking news. So the Blue Jays right now, if the season ended, they would be in the playoffs. But I guess that's not enough because they have officially fired their manager, Charlie Montoyo. So did they lose in yesterday's game, or what the heck happened against the Phillies to make the Blue Jays want to fire their well-liked manager? Well, Teoscar Hernandez is an extra base god. He finds a hole for another 2-run double. Then my friend Bryson Stott, he ties it up in the 4th on his 5th home run of the season. But Matt Chapman, he helped out his pitcher with an RBI double pretty much right after that swing from Bryson. Barrios, he does allow 3 earned runs, but he struck out a career-high 13 while doing so. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. smoked a go-ahead ground rule double in the 6th, and the bullpen for Toronto was about as efficient as you can possibly get. 1 hit over the final 3 innings. Jordan Romano came in clutch in the 9th and locked it down for his 19th save. So there you go. The Blue Jays, even though they won a game, they are not happy with the results. They are trying to duplicate what the Orioles have been doing and kind of rally the troops, even though the Orioles didn't have to fire anyone to win a bunch of games. I don't know. Now, one more kind of breaking news story. This one is really stupid in my opinion. The Brewers have sent down, to the minors, Keston Hiura, even though he's hitting .381 in the month of July. So you might be asking, Fuzzy, why would the Brewers send down one of their hottest hitters? That's because he is one of the few Milwaukee Brewers that has an option left. An option means that you're a major league hitter and you can be sent down, brought back up, sent down. Every time you're sent down, that is an option. So because Keston is one of the few that has options left, they need bullpen arms, so they called up a bullpen guy. They sent down Keston. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about the Brewers game from yesterday and see what happened. So Andrew McCutchen belted a 2-run blast to kickstart this one. And real quick, I want to mention he is 100 hits away from 2,000 and just 21 home runs away from 300. We might be looking at a future Hall of Famer. Anyways, Milwaukee gets one on a Jonathan Davis single, and Willie Adames sent this one to the 3rd deck. I know we say the Rays never lose trades, but they for sure lost this one. Imagine if Adames was at 2nd and Wander Franco was at short. But the Rays do have a ton of infield prospects, so I guess we'll have to wait and see. Josh Hader comes in and decimates the Twins by striking out the side. He now has 27 saves and a 1.82 ERA. He and Edwin Diaz are really going for that Mariano Rivera award. That is the award that is given to the best relief pitcher in each league. Now, at this point, I feel like there should be a national Hug Your Angels fan day because this is pathetic. This game was all over the place. The Astros actually jumped out to an early 5-1 lead after a 2-run dong from Aledmys Diaz, and then Bregman and Altuve knocked in a few, but props to the Halos for fighting back. They do enough damage to tie at 5 runs apiece in the 7th inning. So you're thinking, okay, if they can score 1 and have a scoreless 8th inning, Iggy's going to come in and close it in the 9th. Yeah, that last part did not come true. Rizal imploded again. He blows his 4th. I don't know if this is not a save. It was a hold, I think. He blows that one as Tucker doubles home Altuve and Presley strikes out 2 for his 19th save. Is there any hope for the Angels? They're 20 games back in that division, so maybe the wild card. Okay, that looks a little bit better, but still, they're 8 games back of a bunch of teams that are playing really well. So if the Angels do not improve here soon, their season could be wrapped up early. And I just want to say, firing Joe Maddon did absolutely nothing to help this ball club. Garrett Cole was not playing around in this one versus the Reds. He almost took offense to the Reds breathing the same air that he was breathing. He went 7 shutout with 11 strikeouts. For the season, he now has a 3.05 ERA, but the usually dependable Clay Holmes was anything but that yesterday. He gave up 2 hits. I think he walked 1 and then hit 1 as well. Wandy Peralta came in to try and get the last 3 outs. He got 2 on ground balls, and he was 1 strike away, but the 2021 NL Rookie of the Year, Jonathan India, beat him, and there's no shame in doing that because India is a monster. Alexis Diaz, who is the brother of Edwin, and they look exactly the same as well in terms of their mechanics. He got his 3rd save of the year. He has 42 strikeouts in 33 innings, and the Reds come away with an absolute magical win in the Bronx. Now, the Yankees don't really have much to worry about as of right now because they're still a million games ahead of anyone, but going into 2023, this next team could be an issue. Santander has been very underrated. He has 44 RBIs on the season. season and I think 15 home runs, which is very productive. Baltimore is looking for more when Ramon Urias answered the call. Over his last 142 games, Ramon Urias has 24 doubles, 14 home runs, and an almost 110 OPS plus. Jorge Mateo is desperately trying to have his OPS plus above 70, so he hits a home run. That is 7 home runs. He's also leading baseball with 22 stolen bases, and he almost has 10 DRS on the season, so he has been pretty good. Just offensively, he has to stop striking out. Jordan Lyles goes 7 great innings, and Jorge Lopez shuts it down for his 17th save of the year. Baltimore has officially won 9 games in a row. They're 44-44, so for the first time since 2012, every single team in a single division at the halfway point is 500 or above. Again, it's been a decade since that happened. Every single team is playing great right now. So I'm going to need you guys to remember something. Going forward, if I trash a team or if I call out a player, you have to place all of your bets on that said team or player, because I just trashed the A's offense and then they reward me with 14 runs in this one. So games like these are kind of hard to recap because there's so much back and forth action. So Marcus Semien hits a 2-run home run. The A's end up going up 5-3, only to lose it on a Corey Seager home run. So like I mentioned in the intro, that is a home run in 5 straight games. The record is 8, by the way, held by I think Mattingly and Ken Griffey Jr. Cole Calhoun has a game-tying double, and the Oakland hitters very much enjoyed having another chance to swing it, and my God, did they swing it. They teed off for 4 runs. And then Chad Pinder, who is the kind of Swiss Army knife for the A's, he steps in and he wants 4 runs on one single swing. His grand slam puts the A's up by 1 million, and they come away with a victory. Clearly. So in this video, we've seen the Jays are desperately trying to stay afloat and not get passed up by the Orioles, all while the Rays are somehow going on win streaks with over 15 players on the IL. Like, they are straight up using spare parts, and somehow they're beating good teams. Although they did get some help in this one. Now, real quick, I want to talk Chris Sale because he made his 2022 debut. He was dazzling. He had, I think, 5 strikeouts and 5 shutout innings. Just unfortunately, the Boston bullpen and defense completely fell apart. Francisco Mejia cut the deficit in half, and Tampa Bay, they end up taking the lead after 2 separate throwing errors on one single play. The Tampa Bay bullpen does its thing. They give it to Brooks Raley for the 9th, and he converts his 5th save of the year. That right there is a loss that cannot happen. So Boston is now back in 3rd place after that loss because the Rays, they leapfrogged them, so the Rays are now back in 2nd. The bad man is back. This almost brought a tear to my eye. That 104-mile-per-hour single brought home Jonathan Scope, and Riley Green grabs an RBI on a double play. See, that's why I love baseball. You can do something awful like ground into a double play and still be productive at the same time. Detroit actually loses the lead, and then they tied up and reclaimed the lead, all without doing so on base hits. There was a sac fly, and then I think 2 separate errors. That allows a few runs to score. The Royals defense, I think, is bottom 4 in defensive run saves, so they are just making errors left and right. So Akil Baddoo, Jonathan Scope, and Spencer Torkelson all showed up in this one. They each come away with multi-hit games, and they all had an RBI. Gregory Soto converted his 18th save of the year, and the Tigers are getting Matt Manning back here soon as well, so hopefully they can get Manning back. Erod is going to come back from whatever issues he's having personally, and the Tigers could be sneaky good for the rest of the year. Now, the Guardians are going to have to keep up with the Tigers and the White Sox and the Twins, and luckily in game number 1, Ahmed Rosario, he's been quietly shutting me up over the last 2 weeks. He's hitting 320 with an 880 OPS over the last 28 games, and he has a 3 DRS as a shortstop, so I would say trade him while the value is high, but maybe that's me being dramatic. J-Ram turns on a pitch for a huge 2-run double, and I say huge because he has been scuffling pretty bad for as many games as Ahmed been hot. Speaking of Ahmed, there he is again. Shane Bieber, in my opinion, was the story though. He was vintage Shane Bieber. He struck out 7 and walked 1 in a complete game. That's insane considering he only threw 95 pitches, so that's the first complete game by a Cleveland pitcher since 2018, at least in terms of a complete game that was less than 100 pitches, exactly 95 for Bieber. Now this next one, the doubleheader, this was the Dylan Cease experience. I have absolutely no idea how he did not make the All-Star team. Jose Abreu can make an argument as well for being snubbed. 11 home runs and a 140 OPS plus. Josh Harrison went yard, and Dylan Cease, he locked in from there. He completely emptied the tank. 9 strikeouts in just under 6 innings. I mean, he has a 2.3 ERA and an almost 14 strikeouts per 9. What are we doing? Luis Robert hit one 322 feet. Somehow that left the yard. So after that 3-run home run, he now has 33 doubles, 24 home runs, 92 RBIs, and 17 stolen bases over his last 139 games. That is crazy production. Jake Marisnick is one of those guys that teases you with his insane athletic ability, and then he comes crashing back down to earth offensively. But when he's hot, it's fun to watch. Now, speaking of fun to watch, look at the 6'7" mutant O'Neal Cruz lacing a game-tying triple down the line, and then Jason DeLay. He has been a pleasant surprise behind the dish. Anytime you have a catcher that is not an automatic out, it's just a lot more fun to watch. David Bednar told his guys to start packing it up because he was angry after allowing a few runs in the game previously. An easy ninth as he converts his 16 save. The Pirates and the Angels, I can't believe I'm saying this, now have the same record. What even is that? Spencer Strider didn't make it 5 innings, but good lord, this kid is disgusting. 8 strikeouts in under 5. He now has 110 in 70 innings. I mean, that is nutty for a starting pitcher. Lindor, who has been red hot as of late, he got on the board with an RBI triple, but the Braves, even though they're playing from behind, it always seems like they have a chance at making the comeback, and they proved that yesterday because Matt Olson hits one to the new James Webb telescope for his 14th home run. Adam Duvall just acquired dad strength. He came back from paternity leave. That means that he's going to be even more powerful. That's a 2-run home run, and the Braves bullpen was as stingy as ever. 0 hits over the final few innings as Minter picked up his 4th save, but Kelly Jansen's back, so keep that in mind. You have Albert Pujols getting ready for his return to the Derby. That is home run number 685. Andrew Kisner, we're going to say his name a lot today. He singles home Corey Dickerson right before Nolan Gorman punishes this baseball. This kid is so much fun to watch. He has a 120 OPS plus and 8 home runs. Kisner, again, he teams up with Arenado to drive home a few runs. And good thing they did that because the Dodgers popped off for 4 unanswered runs between the 5th, the 6th, and the 7th. But here comes Kisner to the rescue. His 3rd hit of the night gives him 3 RBIs, and that was a huge final run because Freddie would have tied it up, but that was only a solo shot, so Gallegos, he's able to shut the door eventually. He now has 10 saves on the year. If you guys like scoring, you're going to really like this one. You are in luck. The Giants scored enough for a small village yesterday as they scored 4 in the first after Yermin Mercedes, yes, the Yerminator, former White Sox, and rookie David Villar, I don't know how to say his name. He cleared the bases. Joey Bart is trying to get back in the NL Rookie of the Year conversation with his 5th home run. He has a lot of work to do because Michael Harris has been insane. Yermin and Estrada both connect on a few home runs. Logan Webb went 6 shutout with 8 strikeouts, and Estrada, he got greedy. He decided that 1 home run was not enough. And I'm not going to lie, I don't believe that Yermin Mercedes is going to be a silver slugger, but he does make this team feel a little bit more fun, do I dare say. He has 4 extra base hits, 4 RBIs in his first 27 at-bats. The Giants are 44 and 42 and looking to get on a little roll here. And last but not least, another NL West team. The Rockies were facing off against the Padres. Garrett Hampson finally got the Rockies on the board in the bottom of the 5th. And Austin Gomber was finally good after 6 innings of 1-run ball. He now has a 6.11 ERA in 2022. That Nolan Arenado trade has been a fat yikes from me. Chuck Nasty is still doing it at the ripe age of 36 years old. He has 14 home runs, 50 RBIs. And this next guy, I'm going to consider him an all-star in my heart, talking about Daniel Bard. He has 19 saves, a 2.14 ERA, and I could not be happier for the guy because if you don't remember, he was completely out of baseball from 2014 to 2019. So this is really cool for not only him, but for the game of baseball in general. Also, Colorado is leading the season series not only against the Padres, but against the Dodgers as well. So if it's the Padres or the Dodgers, you might want to put some monies on Colorado. Now, before we show the web gems, I have a few this day in MLB history moments to talk about. 88 years ago today, Babe Ruth hit his 700th career home run. And then also 9 years ago today, Mr. Tim Lincecum, he no-hit the Padres.
High in the air and catchable. Blanco hits a no-hitter for Tim Lincecum.
Fly ball, left center field. Grisham going back onto the track, and he makes this catch.
And he drives this one out to center. Nimmo back. Has room on the warning track to jump and make the catch. Tagging it first is Acuna. He'll advance to second.
Acuna really had a good read here. That's not a ball, wasn't going to be a home run.
Up the middle, Junior's got it to his feet. Throws, picked by Dozier at first base.
Look at that play, man. That was nice. Baez, he thought he had him his 3rd hit. Junior caught up on it with his speed, gets to his feet quickly, lines his feet up, his shoulder.
And this on the ground up the middle. It's Harrison sliding. Oh, that's a brilliant play.
You can see on the 3rd base side of second, yet he goes across, and it was the slide and the throw. fly ball to left. It'll stay in the ballpark. Hilliard gets behind it. He's going to show off his arm toward third.